There is only so much you can do on your own, you need a foolproof strategy. Imagine this scenario: you have 3 children who have basketball, ballet and baseball practice today by 3 p.m., 3:45 p.m. and 4 p.m. respectively. You will have to pick them up from school first and feed them. You manage to pick and clean them up and rush them to their different activities, but you still have to make dinner. And right when you're in the middle of a grocery store trying to figure out what to buy, your husband sends you a text reminding you to send some insurance document to his email. I bet you'd be almost screaming in frustration at this stage. But what if I told you there was a way to find balance? What if you could actually get your life back? It really doesn't have to be this way. Surprised? Keep reading to find out exactly how you can make life healthier and more interesting for you and your loved ones. You do so much for your family, and everyone ought to know this. Many times, you're the one who gets to do everything. From getting your children ready for school, to making sure the trash is taken out. And this just gets worse as your family gets bigger. The problem is that most of the things you do are invisible. People don't value what they can't see, so the first thing you need to do to get your family to notice that you do a lot for everyone is to make a list of all the things you do, include all the tiny details, every single one of them. Your family will take all the good things you do for them for granted, if you don't make these acts visible. The best way to balance your life, define yourself, and get a grip of things is to play the game of fair play. This sounds very frivolous and a seemingly mysterious answer to the problem of imbalance in parental roles, but will in fact help you maintain an efficient home and reduce the burden of picking up after everyone else. The game of fair play will give your life balance and help you get your life back. For all the times you take on more than you can handle, you lose a part of yourself. You probably feel like a superhero when you do all the things around the house, but these activities can cost you a lot. Life is only satisfying when you are not overwhelmed with doing everything for everyone. The different areas of your life that bear the brunt are your marriage. If you are always burdened with tasks, you will definitely be too tired to work on your marriage. Your identity: where did the once bubbly young woman go? She's hidden under the cloak of responsibilities. You are no robot, you need to take care of yourself and reconnect to the things that make you unique. Your career goals can change abruptly once you start a family and become overwhelmed with all the tasks you have to do. Your health: in a survey done by Today, over 7,000 moms rated stress levels at 8.5/10, mirroring the report by the scientific journal Brain and Behavior that women are twice as likely to be affected by anxiety disorders as men. The society: if you stopped working so you could face your family, you robbed society of valuable talent. If the home had a better structure, women would still be able to work and play their roles at home. Many of the tasks you successfully accomplish go unnoticed most of the time because there is a belief that if you are not getting paid for it, it doesn't count. And since your partner works in an office, he's the only one actually working. Having a list of the things you do is the first step to freedom from the costs incurred by all the burdens you've carried alone for so long. You and your partner get the same 24 hours in a day, and they're equal. When you frequently do all the things required to keep the family going, it ends up that your partner stops valuing the effort and time that you put into making things work. Most times, because your partner goes out to work, they see their time as more valuable than yours, but this is as false as it is annoying for you. All time is equal, and this knowledge is important if you both want to benefit from fair play. Your time is as important as your partner's. You need to re-evaluate how each person values the other person's time and balance the hours of work required from both partners. Until you realize that you both have the same 24 hours that matter equally, things will continue to fall on your plate. You can't change time, but you can change your attitude to it through deliberate effort. Show your partner the amount of time a task takes and be deliberate about it while making them understand the consequences that follow when they don't do their share. Don't be surprised when you get messages from your partner emphasizing that time is money, and that since you don't work, you have more time. You work a lot. Time spent in an office is as important as time spent making the homework. A common accusation is that you spend a lot of time doing unnecessary things, but most of the time, there are no unnecessary things, just a lot of tasks that take up time which they'll only help with when it is convenient for them. But these tasks don't wait for anyone's convenience. On the days when you do get help, accept it without reservations. Nothing is permanently your job. You and your partner need to work together as a team even when he keeps making mistakes. As much as you can, try not to think on these toxic messages that have been frequently passed across. They contain a lot of negative energy that can greatly hinder your progress on this journey to fair play. You are more amazing than you allow yourself to be. Reclaim yourself. Have you ever wanted to get a manicure but you just couldn't because you felt everything might come undone in that period? I bet. Reclaiming your life through fair play gives you the opportunity to remain interesting by frequently engaging in interests that go beyond motherhood. You have to make this choice daily and hold yourself accountable because no one will give you permission. Finding yourself again requires you to believe in your value and demand time for yourself so you can enjoy your unicorn space, which is essential in order for you to reclaim the interests that make you uniquely you, driving you to be the best version of yourself, and making you happy as an individual and in your partnership. Yes, being a parent is amazing, maybe the most amazing thing, but you need to be happy doing this. However, finding this happiness doesn't come suddenly, it involves a lot of deep breaths and introspection. Think of all the things you've been able to pull off and allow these thoughts give you an intense feeling of self-worth and purpose. Bear in mind that your self-worth has no correlation with monetary worth, so you can't use that as a yardstick. It's the impact you've been able to make that counts, not the financial analysis. The best time to start to make a change is now, the second best time is now. Be the heroine of your life, not the victim. Nora Ephron. Your understanding of who you are and what you stand for, the person you are in a relationship with, and your intention for playing the game of fair play will determine just how successful you will be. You can be a game changer, you just need to step up and begin the process of change. The fair play system makes use of 100 cards detailed with all the things you do organized in 5 categories. And holding a card means you are responsible for it from start to finish. There are different categories of women based on how you handle the cards. New Superwoman, you hold at least 60 cards, you work outside the home full-time, but you are still a full-time mom. You also suffer from fatigue, insomnia and exhaustion. Accidental Traditionalist, you hold at least 60 cards, you work outside the home part-time or you are a stay-at-home mom. And your husband is the primary breadwinner. Intentional Traditionalist, you hold 60 or more cards and you intentionally want to be a dedicated mom. You refuse help because you feel guilty. Collaborator, you hold less than 60 cards, you may have a job and your partner handles his fair share of work. While your partner can be one of following types. Giant Kid, he is fun, spontaneous, light-hearted and exciting but doesn't keep to the rules and neglects structure. Traditionalist, he is the primary breadwinner and is in support of your role as a stay-at-home mom. He doesn't help out with anything. Where's the butter? He can actually do a lot at the office but acts clueless at home. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, he has good intentions but doesn't lend a hand or takes on more than he can do because he isn't focused. More than most, he values time, appreciates you, is happy to execute a task, and doesn't share the blame. He is quick to learn. For you to get optimum cooperation from your partner, you need to understand the categories you both belong to, and explain why it is important that you both balance the responsibilities in your home. When you initiate the conversation, get straight to the point and ask for help. You can also set up a future meeting to explain things better. You and your partner call the shots in the game of fair play, you both need to step up. You cannot do it all. The sooner you realize this fact, the better you will understand your fair play journey. Not everything is important and you can actually let some things go. Choose what's most valuable and let the rest go. Don't spend time doing the things society expects of you, but choose intentionally what really benefits you and your family. The fair play minimum standard of care is a good way to ascertain that the things you are doing are important. For every task in the home, everyone has to consider the following. Would a reasonable person under similar circumstances do as I've done? What is the community standard? What is the harm of doing or not doing it this way? Why do we do this? This sets a standard that even your children can buy into. That is not just about right or wrong decisions but about working as a team to achieve the best results. There might be 100 cards, but there's just one goal, all-round happiness. Fair play consists of 100 task cards that break the domestic system into 6 parts. Home suit, this part is made up of all the daily activities that have to be done. The home suit requires you to be committed to running your home efficiently on a daily basis. Outsuit, this embodies the activities that occur outside the home. It involves all the extracurricular activities, automobile repair, insurance, parties and events, community service, civic engagement, and lessons. Caregiving suit, these are irreplaceable and cannot be outsourced. Includes bathing, grooming, beauty and wellness, birth control, life insurance, playdates, and dealing with parent-in-laws. Magic suit, this includes all the magic moments that mean the most to the people you love. Half of the magic is showing up when they need you the most. It includes anniversaries, holiday cards, informal education, gestures of love, and romance. Wild suit, this caters to the life-changing scenarios that life throws our way, such as the death of a loved one, the first year of an infant's life, home renovation, loss of a job, and moving houses. You should never handle these alone. Seek help unashamedly. Unicorn space, this is what makes you unique, unearths all the talents within you, and both partners must take this card. Your partner is your ally, you should always have each other's backs. In order to always ensure you and your partner are on the same page, you need to fully explain how things are going to be and discuss this new way of life. Understand the gains and happiness it will bring to the family and to each person individually. You can also start with a 7-day trial run to assess how you feel about this step. The goal is not to compete, it is to collaborate, and it goes on for a lifetime, so stick with it. How to play the game of fair play. Set ground rules. An agreement guides how you and your partner engage and decide what is fair. Agree to listen to each other, consider your tone and choice of words, explore new ways collaboratively, value each other's time, and keep your phones off the table. Set rules that determine how fair you and your partner engage in fair play. Customize your deck, make a review of the 100 cards of fair play and determine what is valuable. Some things are non-negotiable. Take a break if everything seems overwhelming, but always keep your eyes on the goal. Prepare to onboard, this step takes planning and proper organization. Take note of the things that work for you and make records very transparent and accessible. Deal your cards. After customizing your fair play deck, agree on what it means to conceive, plan, and execute each task. Conception is the mental effort it takes to define a task. Planning means doing all the homework and creating an action plan. Execution means getting the job done. Establish a minimum standard of care. This means you trust that the holders of the card will handle the card with care and in time while doing a good job of it. Claim your unicorn space. This is important if you want to live a healthy, satisfying life. Discuss the goal for your unicorn space with your partner. Take a new vow. Decide to let go of resentment. Adhere to all the rules necessary for a task to be accomplished while remaining focused on your goals and unicorn space. Your progress depends on your willingness to own up to your mistakes. Every system needs constant maintenance. It is important that you constantly check in to see how you can do better as an individual and as a couple. Exchange feedback, but don't be quick to judge or exchange unpleasant words. Steps to check in. Set a check-in date. Choose a time that is consistent and quiet. Take stock of all the tasks. Find out what makes sense and what doesn't. Give credits and prioritize accordingly. Redeal or hold on. After a proper review, redeal any cards that don't seem to be working out. This corrects mistakes and ensures everyone takes responsibility. Plan ahead. Make reference to upcoming events at check-ins to ensure that everyone knows what's going on and that standards are kept. Sometimes, it isn't easy to stick to the path, and you need incentives to spur you on in this journey towards a better life. When the setbacks come, you need to be prepared enough to conquer them. There are some mistakes that are unavoidable as you try to master the game of fair play. This is due to the fact that you and your partner are new to this. It might be difficult to manage projects seamlessly at first, or even stick to the steps that are necessary for the successful completion of a task. However, a good way to prevent these mistakes from totally ruining the progress you have strived so hard to achieve is to always divide tasks and follow through on your part while encouraging your partner to do the same. It's also easy to get caught doing random tasks or pushing them to the last minute. To avoid this, you should ensure that the lines of communication are open and everyone is aware of what their responsibilities are. At certain points, it might feel like your partner has it all figured out and you don't. This is not the time to keep score or resent them for their effort toward balancing all the aspects of their lives. Instead, work on yourself and try to create time for your interests. When it seems like boundaries are unclear, or things are not going smoothly, jointly discuss the failures, and constantly review the minimum standards of care that exist to prevent them from slipping. In the game of fair play, chaos isn't fun. And one way to prevent this is to consult each other for every decision, even when it only affects one of you. There might be the occasional urge to do something unscripted or set up a surprise, but these sudden changes in your schedule only set you up for disappointments. You can be happier, but you need to work toward it. The endgame of fair play is to reclaim the real you. And for this, you need a purpose, something that can be shared with others. Steps to discovering your purpose are: identify a passion, what would you like to do? Reclaim your unicorn space by brainstorming. Plan to share it with the world, you will feel better when you make the world a better place. Set a goal, this helps to put things in perspective. Put yourself in a committed schedule and set a timeline. Face your fears, don't run away from your fears. Face them and surround yourself with supportive people. Get your partner's support, discuss what you want, renegotiate, and manage. Give yourself permission to be great. Your partner is on your team. Run every idea by them. Conclusion. Remember the scenario from earlier? What if your partner had the card that required him to pick the kids up from school, and you had the card that took them to their extracurricular activities? You would have probably been able to shop for groceries and maybe throw in a pedicure earlier in the day because your partner had the card that required him to make lunch too. Life really is made easy with the game of fair play. You too can enjoy the best of both worlds while making the most out of your life. Try this, make a list of all the things you do, and have a discussion with your partner on the need to help each other create a balance in your home.